How we doing today, fellas? Hope you guys are doing good. We are, you'll never guess, doing more Satisfactory. Yeah, you guys are probably sick of this so far, however, don't worry, I've got other stuff for future streams. As for today, however, we are going to be chipping away a bit more at our objectives. As of right now, we are kind of encroaching on the grid. We're still fine, but like it could be an issue in a bit. So that might be something we'd want to take a look at some point. Oh. There we go. Just put this in here, because why not? Those machines are stalling over there, unfortunately. Yeah, they're just not being supplied enough, unfortunately. I don't think there's much I can do in the way of that. Yeah, especially since this line over here isn't really using that much. I could make like a bypass. Oh. No. Anyway, so for today, we're going to chip a bit more away at the milestones, from which we will then, once we are fully set up, we will establish our bigger projects, such as getting the space elevator pieces going. Damn, looks like this has been cleaned out. That's something. I guess it makes sense. It's going to like 90 fucking things. Probably do something simple over here real quick. There we go. Turns out this ain't making as much as I used to. It's fine though. These are fine if they stall. They're not going to anything too crucial currently. Are the cables being made? Over here. Okay. So, what are our plans for today? What are we doing with the factory? Well, I think one of the things we should do is we should probably look into adding another floor on top of the factory, because we are running out of space over here. I could, in theory, bring stuff over to like this area here. However, I don't believe that'd be in the best of interests currently. So I feel like instead, I'll work on setting up another floor above us. And from that floor, we'll add more assemblers and possibly other things as well if we need them. I just need to gauge how I want to do this. I'm gonna want a foundation, obviously, but I think we go up to like here, possibly. So let's get the ceiling going. It's probably as much as we can do for now. We'd need more iron plates, which we do have quite a bit of. Is there anything in the MAM we could do? Oh, hard drive scan. Yo. That makes 3. Let's make 3. Let me take a look and see how our foundries are doing currently. We're still gonna need coal. That's just a fact of life. That still makes 3 per. It takes less coal though. So it might be worth it. I'd have to fuck with the lines here though. No, I don't think it's worth it. I think we rescan it. Hope for something else. Let's rescan. Bolted iron plates. Deuterium wire. We could do the bolted iron plates. We could do that. I believe we could just set our assemblers to do that right now, couldn't we? It's like, yeah, what do these take? Let's use the alternate. As well as here. Drop some of the extras we got in. They'll probably fuck with production a good bit, however, there's technically more. Probably would have to do a bit to better supply it, however, I mean, I'll take it. We are most definitely not having a backlog of screws, like, ever, by the way. Like, that's just not happening. Not a universe in which that is a possibility. Okay. Let's try and grab some iron plates. We'd probably get the reinforced plates done real quick if we wanted. Why don't we take a minute to work on that? Gonna take a minute naturally, but it'll be alright. Maybe the alternate steel thing would have been worth it. Maybe I could have stewed on that a bit more. It's just I didn't want to fuck with what I already had. I was lazy. But you know, we get there eventually. Alright. Let's make a bunch of these now. I'm thinking how we're gonna work on expanding more. And looking at the area we're in, it's probably gonna be pretty difficult. The place where we have the coal grid set up is honestly not the best. That could have been planned out a little bit better. I'll take the fall on that. However, it's pretty hard to upscale the factory, not the coal plant there. I'm gonna deposit all that I have in here. Did we have more reinforced plates be made in the time I was doing that? Am I able to just bank this? I am. Let's also head over to our steel production. We're gonna need more steel production in the future. This is gonna be nowhere near enough by like any stretch of the imagination, but you know, for now, it's okay. It's gonna be hard to figure out ways to upscale it though. There we go.
Milestone reached. Improved storage containers and the conveyor belt Mark III provide the obviously necessary tools for improving your current setup. Production speed is of the essence after all. So work hard. Work as if every person you have ever or will ever love is depending solely on the choices that you make. Because they are. Warning. Fix-it psychologists recommend not dwelling on the crushing mental and physical strain of your responsibilities and simply continuing to be productive. Hard work has repeatedly proven to be the best cure for any kind of stress. Now back to work.
Awesome. We're gonna work on advanced steel production now. Since we're gonna need some of the bigger stuff. I'm not going to upgrade with the Mark IIIs yet. We're not even producing enough to justify it. So, wouldn't make much sense to do that. I have some iron ingots here. What I could do is, there was a line that's kind of struggling. I could give it like a brief injection of life real quick. It's this one over here. Boom, boom, boom. I'll also take a few from here. Boom, 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 boom. That'll breathe a bit of life into these production lines. I know that they are quite important, so maybe we focus on fixing that a bit, don't we? Maybe we, Okay. I think what we should do, or at least what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set up another smelter right here. Boom. And I'm gonna put another splitter, but like up here, so I don't have a conveyor that's like going around awkwardly. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. We're gonna do this. Here we go. Iron. And I'm gonna put a merger here. So that this will go into that. And then I need to find a power line. Connect. There we go. So this will make more iron. It's going to funnel into here, which is going to hopefully stem the bleeding this line was having over here. Maybe it'd be worthwhile upgrading, upgrading over here at least, just to get the stuff out quicker. We could try that, honestly. Do that, and then over on this side we do like boom. Mark III. Yeah, there is a spot that could use it. It is this. You know, the conveyor belts are slowing down there. However, this is fine. Like, this is actually pretty damn good. Alright. Yeah, this will probably be fine. And these are still getting an amount of stuff, I believe. And I do think I should also... that. So we're not stalling out as much on this. How many do these carry a minute? 270. Okay, so this should not realistically stall again. Assumedly. And I am gonna put a Mark II conveyor here. Just so that it gets the stuff out a little bit quicker. Just to make sure these are all fed nicely. I know I am siphoning a bit. Being a little mean. Not sharing. My bad. But that should probably sort that issue out. But should be fine there. Next, we should... I'm gonna check on how the... rotors are doing. We could do with a few more. How is... These are the modular frames, right? Yeah. We have enough for that. We probably have enough, steel pipes. Not beams, those are different. So we might head over here. Grab those. Just grab both of them. Look it. This is... yeah, it's making as much as it can. Alright. Pause what we can here. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom. Boom, boom. I'll make a few more of these by hand. Then we'll get our advanced steel production, which will be quite nice for us. How many do we need? We need... what is that, 243? Doing this shit by memory. Quick math. Sometimes I don't even know where some of these lines are going, I'm not gonna lie. But... oh, this one's going into the... okay, it's just all making screws. Fucking, if there's a machine here, assume it makes screws. But... rotors are being made back here. And more. That'll be a minute. And these machines are slowing down, but that's probably to be expected. Actually, we could barely keep them going before, couldn't we? Yeah, maybe we do just hard pivot back to the regular recipe. Do the same over here. Yeah, because we were not supplying enough to justify that, unfortunately. Something that I should probably consider a bit more before I endeavor for something like that. Maybe in the future, if we're making a lot more shit, we can justify that, but for right now, no, not really. As for this is the coal line. Okay, we're... If there's anything we need to look at, if there's anything we need to look at, it's definitely the coal line. I think we're gonna want a lot of reinforced plates for that. I don't think we can, like, we can't afford to justify using, Mark IIIs on a line that big. Like, there's just no way. But if we do just a bunch of Mark IIs, it'll at least speed it up a bit. Because the coal does struggle to get over here. If we need to, there's an argument to be made that we could siphon from the mines at the grid. I don't know if I'd want to do that. I'd have to think about that. There is something else I could do, though. If I make multiple lines exporting from that one thing, would that result in more? There'd be some on hand readily available. There's that. Other than that, though, not too sure. I think we just update. I think we just update the lines to be Mark IIs, or at least as much as we can. Because even with Mark IIs, we don't have a lot of reinforced plate. We're gonna need a humble amount more. Once we get that done, though, yeah, the biggest issue in our factory is 100% screws. I can only inject so many more screw productions, though. Like... It's just that they're not being made quick enough, honestly. Like, it might be a case where I just need to find slugs. which I do have the technology for. I could go out and do that. Is there any more reinforced plates around here? A little bit more there. We'll steal the 2 there. These machines stalling? Oh my god, it's because they're not getting enough coal. You gotta be fucking... Alright. Yeah, because this is going as much as it can. I'm gonna go all the way over to, like, the miner itself. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, that means that big guys respawned as well, doesn't it? That's a yikes. Pretty big damn yikes, actually. He's a bastard. I'm hoping the guy that was by our coal is still dead. If not, that'll be quite awkward. It'll be very awkward. All your friends will be like, that was awkward. This is just a normal mine, isn't it? Is this also a... No. Is there any other coal around here? Besides this one? Over there. It's all so far away. Alright, let's get the belt upgraded. We're not gonna be able to get the whole thing upgraded. Yeah, we're not. But it's a little bit of something. Even as our, well, the pipes are going great. These are not. Awesome. Sick. How many rotors did we make while I was out? I fucking find them again. Holy. We're here. Oh god, apologies, chat. That one was a bit loud. Let's deposit these and see what Ada has to say.
Milestone reached. The Miner Mark II allows extraction of resources from nature to fix it at twice the speed of the Mark I model. Miners can be directly upgraded to Mark II without removing the Mark I model, just like conveyor belts and other upgradable infrastructure. Unfortunately, setting up the production of advanced steel parts and project part number 3, automated wiring, will not be as easy. Every moment you delay reduces the chances of saving humanity. I will not show you the predictions, it would only demotivate you.
Probably look at what these need. So we know what smart plating needs. That's gonna be a bastard. As for versatile framework, we'll need modular frame and 12 steel beams. Okay. Problem. And for automated wiring, we need cables and stators. To make stators, we need iron pipes and wires. We're also gonna need encased industrial beams for the future. We're gonna need quite a few of them, so getting a production line of them going would be nice. And maybe Miner Mark II. Be possible. We'll need encased steel beams. We'll need steel pipes, and we'll need another miner mark. Another portable miner. So let's make the easy stuff. Boom. Let's get these steel pipes. And the encased beams take concrete and steel beams. So we're gonna have to make those by hand. So let me get a little bit extra concrete. Thankfully, next to our steel production area, we do have a an area for limestone. We do have a limestone deposit over there. So theoretically, we don't need to go far. Let's make the encased beams now. How many do we need? We need 10. Make a little bit more than 10. Honestly, I might turn all of these into encased beams. I mean, fuck it, why not? A bit more coffee while these are being made. So, when we... Okay. There is a chance we'll have to do a bit of modifications to the to the steel production, because we're gonna need more beams, a lot more beams. Like, they're gonna be pivotal, which means we're gonna need a lot more steel. So, how are we gonna go about this? Setting up another line would be complicated at this juncture, considering where we're getting the coal from. It's nice that we're only siphoning the coal from one area. However, the fact that it's at such a long distance, paired... Apologies, but, oh, I had some just on me. But the fact we have to go such a long distance, paired with the fact that it's only like one miner and it's a normal one, does mean that we can't really upscale too much in that area. Like, we'll have to think of something else. I'm not too sure what that something else is yet. But I'll let you guys know when I figure it out. Right now, though, I do think that the Mark II miner at the coal is the way to go, so that we can justify upgrading them. Because they get 120 per minute. So we can do that. Right. Grab a few more of those. Start making the way so that we can upgrade the miner and also upgrade the lines. Once we do that, we will be all good. Heading on over here. Miner Mark II. Little bit of a break, but it'll probably start cooking once it's up. Oh yeah, we're cooking now. Alright. Let's try and upgrade a bit more if we can. Boom. So what's something we can talk about while I'm doing some slight upgrades to our facility as time passes. Well, as you guys know, or might not know, I am a fan of the Project Moon games, if you know that studio. They're a smaller one in Korea, but they've been growing ever since the release of a game that maybe you've heard of. It's kind of been popping a bit. Limbus Company. A big fan of that game. Played around... not exactly around the launch of it, but close enough. And I'll be honest, I don't know why people on Twitter claim to like the game, yet they complain about most aspects of it. Like... you'd think that under normal circumstances, if you don't like something, you'd like, you know, move on. Like, that shouldn't be a hot take, but apparently it is. But, most recent drama, I say with quotation marks, that good old Project Moon has been in this chat, it's gonna be real spicy. I don't know if you guys can handle it. They put female character in a skirt. Oh. And you know, it's honestly unforgivable, you know? I mean, how dare they? Like, you know? Nah, but like, seriously, like, what the fuck? Why you get mad over that? It's just weird stuff like that. I don't know why people would get genuinely upset at that. Like, they like, ignore the fact that she had another... we'll call them alternate outfits for people that don't know, but... ignore the fact that she had an alternate outfit where literally dressed as Magical Girl. Like, let's just ignore that one. That one's fine. This one, though, no, we can't have that. Nah. If you want my own thoughts on it, I don't fucking give a shit. Like, respectfully, that is the most nothing problem a person could have. Like, if you're... I'm gonna say it. If you look at that and you're genuinely upset, like, it actually hurts you to look at that. Like, you get viscerally angry. Like I've seen some people get. Motherfucker, just don't play the game. Like... you don't have to play games you hate. Like, I don't know why people don't understand that nowadays. If you don't like a thing, you don't have to interact with it. Things don't need to change, you just need to move on. Like... people are gonna do what they do. If you don't like it, you don't gotta bring your business there. You can go bring your business to something you do like. You'd think people would understand that, but you know, we gotta make use of our Twitter blue. Gotta use the check mark, gotta get our revenue. Crazy. In case you're curious, though, yes, I am pulling for it. It's my favorite character. I like her, but I do need to catch up in its story. It will not be something I stream because I don't think that either of the computers I have, whether it be my Mac or my laptop, I don't think either would be suitable for streaming. My Mac especially, honestly. This thing is showing its age. I still like it. Which is probably heresy to a lot of people, but I mean, it's served me well. It's not done anything egregious. Okay, let's make a bunch of reinforced plates by hand now. Honestly, I might need to go get more iron plates. Who'd have thought? Speaking of a certain gacha game, haven't done news on the story yet. I've heard things about it, which overall reception seems negative. And I'll be honest, most of Season 2 is almost was just a flop. They strayed away from what people liked about the game and rightfully got called out, and people just didn't like it as much. And I do hope the devs realize that you're not really able to send them too much feedback. Because they're a Chinese company, they use, what is it, Bilibili? That's their social media. Because China. So they don't have the same stuff we do. They don't really have Twitter or other stuff. They've probably got channels for global audiences. Like, there might be somebody who sends the stuff to them, like feedback and whatnot. They have surveys and all that too. But overall, I feel like it's kind of hard for a global player to really voice their concerns. As for Zenless, though, a lot of people are liking the new event. And you know what is a thing in the new event? A lack of Season 2 characters. I wonder. That's obviously a bit being a bastard, admittedly. But, I do think it's an interesting talking point. Because why don't we talk a bit about what people liked in Zenless, huh? What did people like in Zenless when it first dropped? Well, the characters were different from other Hoyoverse titles, like the main protagonists, I should say. In the fact that, one, they're actual characters, and two, you couldn't play as them. Stick with me here. You couldn't play as them in the sense that... What am I trying? You couldn't play as them in the sense that you could go into missions and fucking curb stomp pubs. Like, you couldn't do that. People liked that. That was an interesting thing, different than Hoyo game. Different than the other Hoyo games, say like Starman. It was also an interesting dynamic with said protagonists. Because both were, you know, actually present, doing stuff. And also, like, they provided their own assistance compared to the characters that were actually doing the fighting. In the end of Season 1, though, during Season 1 there was a lot of stuff, though, that might have spelt the downfall of Zenless quality. The first of which is, I believe it was 1.4 was the Miyabi thing, I'm pretty sure. 1.1 was Jane, I think. 1.2 was Sons of Caledon, 1.3 is Yanagi, 1.4 was Miyabi. Okay. The Sons of Caledon update. That is when they announced they're going to be taking a step back with the TV mode of the game in an attempt to rework it, but also provide a more fluid experience for the game. Which, okay. Surely if they bring it back and rework it, it'll function as a better edition, and they'll keep the style of the game. No, they did not. They did not even try. So, when TV mode was dropped, you could tell things were getting bad, because the game turned into, hey, here's these same areas. You're gonna run around in them a bit, fight a guy occasionally, and then, like, leave. That's what those became. Now, you could say TV mode was basically the same, except worse with the loading screens. I'll confess, loading screens were a bit rough. That was rough to go through. You know what's worse to go through? Open world slop that was not the original vision of the game. You can tell that they did not care much about the... Oh shit, hang on. Apologies, but you can tell they did not care about the open world shit in Season 2. Like, there were no fucks given. Like, they probably set it up as like, okay, we need set pieces for like the new story. Let's just get this stuff up. We're not gonna do side quests anymore, that's too hard. So let's just put like a couple chests around, and then we'll call it a day. So, you know, fun. But once TV mode dropped, there then became the question of, okay, that was how we expressed that the main characters were doing something. We were using that as our vessel for the characters to lead the agents, the playable characters, through these dangerous areas. How do we do that now? And the solution they came up with was, fuck it, we're going to magic. Magically, the mayor knew of the proxy siblings' teacher. Magically, he has a thing which cures their interesting weakness of not being able to go into the dangerous areas because they could die pretty quickly compared to the other characters. This also is like, hey, we don't need the thing our teacher made anymore to navigate these dangerous areas. We could just go in there ourselves, smile. We also don't need this AI that we have that's definitely not part of an important plot or something. So, not a big fan of that. It just seemed like they were hard pivoting the entire story in, I believe it was 1.7. 1.6, 1.7. And I was cautious about it. I saw it, I'm just like, you know what, it might be a form of character development. You know what, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's like, oh, maybe they'll do something interesting with it. They'll surely not forget the core things of the game. And as Season 2 went on, it turns out they did. So, don't I have egg on my face? Beyond that, though... God, I still need more Reinforce Blade. But, beyond that, though... There's also the issue people have with the current story on its own. For example, the proxy siblings just being too open about them being proxies, because believe it or not, that's illegal. Like, you may not know that if you play exclusively Season 2, but, you know. That's illegal. But that's been treated as, like, the worst kept secret in history. Which you think if they were professionals, legendary, they know more, but nah. I should stop this tangent, actually. I've been going on about it for a while. What's something else we could talk about? Let's talk about the game a bit. Once we get the game going, once we get these conveyors upgraded, that should hopefully solve our issue with the coal stalling a bit. In theory, at least. I hope. We should... Once this is done, we can... we can get expanded power infrastructure done. With a Mark II miner, the coal production is going to be okay. These conveyors will make sure it gets here and doesn't stall too much. It'll probably still stall, but... welcome in. With these upgrade miners, we could also upscale, like, our ingot production across all of them. Which I think the copper could need. I could put, like, another injection in there. Then again, that's still, like, a pure vein. If anything, we should have the Mark IIs on the normals and impures for now. For any lines that may or may not be struggling. Because like the pures can supply a lot on their own. They don't need too much assistance. Like, we're not running into issues too much with those raw resources. This should start getting us stuff quicker now. Very nice. I do think I will... I'll need to make a couple more, which I can do. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're gonna need to make a couple more, which I can do. Mark IIs will just supply the bigger, they'll supply enough coal to not stall out, hopefully. In theory. Like this machine here. Be able to do this, which will fill things in a bit more. Because these are Mark 1s, they'll transport them slower, but they'll fill up quicker. Which is very nice. Damn, this is stalling out now. Ugh. Do I have enough for this line? No, I don't. Fuck it. You don't gotta worry about iron. I made sure of that. Yeah, it's not the prettiest lines to look at, but at least we are doing a lot more now. Is their efficiency the best? Probably not, but at least we are getting a bit steadier of a supply. We do have that buffer back there in case things back up here. Yeah, these are just strictly filling up. That's pretty damn nice. Okay. So, what should we do next? I think and double check how long we've been going for. We've been going for an hour. Made a good few of those. Let's check on modular frames real quick. A whole bunch of those. Not enough for the expanded power infrastructure, but I can put the steel I've got into it. And I'll take these rotors as well. And I'm thinking we go back to the coal plant so that we can upgrade the grid just a bit more. We'll need more reinforced plates, more rotors, rubber sheets, reinforced plates, rotors, pipes, possibly some pumps, maybe. We'll think about it. But, what I might do before I head out. Can I set up another smelter here? Yeah. Put like a merger on this line if I can. I can't. I'm unable to can. Yeah, I'm just gonna put like a merger here. As well as here. Let's make copper. Yeah, this will supply this line with a bit more copper. Which should in theory help out these machines. I'll grab a little bit more sheets, grab... Maybe I shouldn't have dumped all those modular frames in there now that I think about it. God damn it. Bug. It's fine though. I do need more reinforced plates. Which... should be able to get just fine. I want more regular iron plates as well. I'll grab a few, it can't hurt. I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with those. Right now, they're just for construction purposes, but in the future I'll need something more. Let's dump those in. Those. Start making our way back. Alright. These are doing quite nicely, it would seem. I think we can do with adding another humble generator right here. Where's the coal line? There it is. Set up a splitter. Just right there. Regular ass conveyor. upgrade these lines because they, call me crazy, they're probably important. Okay. Not too sure how good of an idea this is. You know. It's probably fine. Let's hook this generator up. See how that affects things. Nice bit more power to work with. I will also here I'll set up another water extractor. Right, let's then that water extractor up with those pipelines upgraded. Hello there, Jackamus. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. How's goes the progress on Asimov's wet dream? It's going. How you doing there, Mambo? Hope you're doing good. We're just upgrading the power grid right now as it stands. And we're hoping that I don't cause everything to crash and burn like I am known to do. Do that, that looks nice. And I'm gonna put another, like 2 splitters here or something. This ain't gonna look nice. I'm just gonna put it there. I don't fucking care. Put that there. Bring this over to here. Those will, in theory, fill up enough. Coal or oil? I'm working on coal right now. Doing good over here. Just gonna set up some drone ports for my radio control factory. Nice, nice. That was a bit in the later game of this, it seems. Huge. I believe next phase is when we unlock oil, though, which will really start taking this stuff to the moon. Are we just not exporting this stuff quick enough? Is that our problem right now? Whatever, it's probably fine. We have an abundance of coal, it would seem. I need to power the other water extractor we have over here. I'm a phase ahead of you? Okay. I'm in Helldivers right now. I'm force-feeding your stream into my diver's HUD. Oh, that poor bastard. Wait, 2 phases? Sorry? Oh, yeah. Oh my god, phase 4 is probably gonna be a nightmare to deal with. I've not even started constructing on some of the stuff I'll need. Let me set up another one of my signature spider webs here. How full are these pipes? Not really. We failed to build the Death Star? No! That was a lot of missions, though, that had to be done, wasn't it? Like, that was a lot that it wanted us to do. I don't think there were enough players in the game to do that. Still, though, that is tough. These are still making their water, though. It's a bit of a trek to get there. We'll wait for the backlog to fill, and then we'll hopefully be fine. Milikai the Red. Hi, I'm new to Satisfactory. Just barely passed onboarding for the first time. This game gets pretty wild, yeah? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This game gets... If you think about it, it's an allegory for mental degradation for most people. Because at the start, it starts pretty easy, you know? Like, you can sort things, you'll have very nice lines set up. As the game goes on, though, and as you need to produce more and more, it'll eventually get to a point where you're like, you know, I don't even care where some of this stuff is going, just as long as it gets done. And that's why I love this game, but... now the bots are retaking their magma planets, we gotta hold the line. Ooh. Chat, maybe one of these days I should stream Helldivers. You guys think the game's stable enough for me to do that? So are we connected? It's connected to its own grid? I'm sorry? What? What did you do? What are you connected to? Huh? What the f... Okay. Alright. What? Anywho. I've been poking my nose into different Twitch channels to try and learn stuff. Sub me in, chief. If you want a bit of advice from me, you will, as you go on, unlock more advanced forms of conveyors, elevator lifts for conveyors, even pipes. If you want my personal advice, don't always upgrade to like the newest shiny thing with logistics of that. acknowledge how much you're actually using and how much that would actually help you. So, like, for example, on this coal line I have, if I could just stop falling, if I go all the way back here, this line, right, it is a Mark III. This is producing stuff, this is transporting stuff pretty damn fast. Why is it transporting stuff pretty fast? That is so it can go into these coal power plants. After that, they are then being split off to go into Mark I conveyors. Yeah. Gotta keep system demand and actual throughput in mind? Yes, definitely. The biggest piece of advice I can give, use foundations. Don't forget conveyor belt lifts exist. Find a bunch of hard drives because alternate recipes help so much. Yes. Exploring's a big part. Exploring's a big part of the game. So don't forget to be doing that. I've not been, admittedly, and it would have helped me out quite a bit. To be honest, I might need to go exploring soon. Just let me double check the grid real quick. Grid looks like it's doing fine. And it looks like these are getting enough water. Doesn't look like the lines are being strained too much. I think we're fine. Okay. Better grid. Better deals. Little Caesars. But yeah. Make sure you know your supply and demand. Try and think ahead as well for some of your constructions. I'm just about to unlock foundations. I'm pretty excited. Hell yeah. Those are not the flashiest of things, however, they help out quite a lot. Help out so goddamn much. But yeah, if you're able to do it, just a little bit of a movement thing, you can also do bee-hopping in this game. Just slide and bounce and you'll gradually gain momentum, assuming you're not about to go up an incline. Just in case you want to move around a little bit faster. It'll help keep things organized and tidy? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me double check what we have here. These are... How is the supply of these? Oh yeah, we got... It's good now. Oh yeah, this is good now. I'll need to make another one soon. But for now, it's probably fine. We probably have the modular frames to get the expanded power infrastructure now. So let me go grab that. Boom, boom. Just grab everything. Let me not fuck up my bee-hops. And run into here and boom, boom.
Milestone reached. After several pioneers started exhibiting traumatic responses to power blackouts, Fixit developed mitigation tools recommended by your local therapist. Power storages can hold excess power to delay or prevent blackouts in the eventuality that your factory's power consumption exceeds production. To simplify, these are rechargeable batteries. Power towers carry power lines for significantly greater distances than poles, facilitating factory expansion and exploitation of this environment for the good of Fixit and humanity.
Hell yeah. This like hits the same part of my brain, like that like back when I was little building contraptions out of Tinker Toys, Lincoln Logs, and string in my room. Holy shit, Lincoln Logs. I've not heard of those in a long time. Oh my god, I get that same feeling too, honestly. No idea. God, hit me with an actual core memory unlocked. Okay. Should we upscale a bit more, or should we work on the milestones? What would we need? Yeah, we can set up like power towers now. So like if we wanted to, do something like we'll have to think about that, but that'll help us move around places a lot more. We'll get the blueprints because that'll be relatively easy to get. Well, I miss the modular frames. Maybe we should set up more... No, what we need to do is we need to set up more screw production because fucking everything takes screws. This is actually not getting iron rods too quickly. Why is that? That is going from this machine and it's just not producing them quick enough. Okay. Alright. Awesome. Fuck it. God, somehow screws ended up not being the problem here. How the hell did that happen? That's probably fine though. What we could do... Oh, actually, might not be able to do that now that I think about it. I was thinking of making like a bypass right there, but... May not be the right angle. This is going living around to there, so that's being occupied. These iron rods are going all the way over to here to make more screws. Of course they are. If that's the case, though, I could probably do... I could set up like a merger right here. And I could set up a splitter here. We can do a Mark 1 elevator. Bring this stuff down. Curve it on in. This might have a little bit of issues now, but... eh. Okay. That'll in theory speed up rotor production now that it's being supplied a bit better. Once we do that, we will... what will we do? What will we do? We need... Okay, so the big thing we need is steel. For the steel, we need coal and iron. We're getting coal, we're getting iron. We just need to use more. We need to pollute harder. Once we do that, we'll be able to make more of the laundry list of stuff we need. Just need to double check this. This game is messing with me. I just want a normal node of sulfur and there's only impures for 2 kilometers. Oh my god. That is the worst feeling. Oh my god, that's an awful feeling. so I need to automate the smart plating. So I need to bring the rotors around and a line of reinforced iron plates. That'll be fine. The versatile framework is okay, but we're starting to enter less fine territory with it. Our modular frame production is not the best, and neither is our steel beam production, admittedly. Automated wiring, we have a lot of cables, we just need stators for that. For stators, we need steel pipes and cables. That we could probably do. That one won't be too bad. Okay. How are we gonna set this up? So, for our rotors, we might just funnel them along to the back here. And I might set up another assembler probably over to here. Our reinforced iron plate production is going to be directly linked to this now. That is the wrong way around. I was going to be so mad. That's happened too many times. Okay. Connect that. You are going to make our smart plating. Okay. Now where are my rotors? They are over here. I'm going to... We're gonna elevator them up. Like that. We're gonna use Mark 1s to essentially drag them over. Sure. Well then... have the line come down and around over to here. There we go. This will make our smart plating. This will bring the rotors over, which, here they come. Admittedly, we're not producing a lot, but every little bit. Drop this here. Set this up. And I'm just gonna set a line from here, and we're just gonna take this straight to the space elevator. Because I can't be bothered, but I need to also get more concrete and iron rods real quick. Which I can do. Some more rods. And I actually have enough concrete. We're just gonna use Mark 1s for this because as long as it gets there, it gets there. Don't really need to worry too much about how it gets there, so long as it does. We'll do this. This will bring the smart plating in automatically so that we don't have to do it by hand. And that will be that done. Next up, let's work on the... probably the steel, honestly. Just gonna double check the grid, make sure that These generators are fine, which it looks like they are. They're not failing yet. Which is a good thing for us. Let's come over to here. Okay, these are producing a lot, but we're going to need a number more. As such, let's set up another foundry right to the side of this. We'll connect more coal over to here. As for over here, we use the Mark 1 as usual. Carry it over to here. This looks fucking hideous. I'll be honest. Like, I'll be the first to say. This looks fucking atrocious. But it's necessary. Do we have... Set up another power line right here. And I believe we can... set up another storage container. Connect these. I will also set up a structure right here. Which will make more steel beams, which we need. Boom. I need to expand the foundation a little bit. And we'll put my good old friend, the storage container, right at the end of it. I love my buffers. What can I say? Okay. Some more steel beam production. If we need to, we can move these away to something else, because this just isn't... Actually, can we even... I don't even think we're able to fit like a splitter in here. We are, just barely. It might be worth doing that then, in all honesty. And I'll put like a merger like over here. I'll do that like right there. And fuck it, right here if I can. Can't. Oh well. But yeah, I will... Iron pipes doesn't really use as much, it seems. So we'll supplement the steel beams with the ones from there. That might slow down steel pipe production, but admittedly we don't need it as much as we'll need beams. Like, we'll need it in the future, but for right now, will be sorted. These lines are still doing good. Right, I need to set up things for stuff like stators, which will take those, which I will need for the automated wire. Okay. So, to set that up then, I think what I'll do is I will expand this platform out a bit more. God. Whatever. Okay, it's set up. The spice must flow. My Arrakis, my dune. Holy. We have like several people here all working on like our humble factories. Meanwhile, actual dune is going on in the Helldiver space. Fucking love that. I want to funnel this stuff around. Let's set up an assembler over on this way here. Have this extend outward to here and then connect that way. So this can make the stators we need. And then over here, we can run over and bring the steel pipes over, but... Alright, what we can do is we can transport them via lift, which will hopefully make this look a bit nicer. Set up a elevator down to the bottom here. Let's go this way so that this can go into this. This will make the stators, which we will then store for storage. I am Memo Maudib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis. Very cool. Bro is going crazy right now. These are... yeah, they're being transported along just fine. We'll transport this line along here, but we'll use this connection so that this can start making what we need. Then we'll set up another assembler over there, here. We'll do that. Run over to here. Take our funny little cables. And bring them over to here. We'll then turn these into our automated wiring. We will connect this to this. Now to bring the actual wiring over. Need a little bit more iron plates, which, thank God, there is an abundance over here. Carry all of them over. And probably just to save myself some headache, I might just merge the lines. So this is that's the smart plates. I'll put a merger right here. Connect the line. That'll start bringing the automated wiring over. Awesome. Now, the last thing that needs to be set up is the versatile framework. So let's get that set up. Let's bring this bit of steel production over. Fuck. We'll then bring it around to here. Okay. Over here, we will set up the versatile framework through an assembler. Place that right here. Style framework. We'll have this go around and connect back to this. This line. Bring it over and around to here. Hook it up to the grid. Ladies and gentlemen, every part is now being made. And as it stands right now, we just play the waiting game. There's definitely ways to speed this up, to improve it, to maybe produce more. Impressive, appreciate it. There's definitely ways to improve this. We could be making more smart plates, we could be making our rotor production more efficient, we could be making more steel. We can make our modular frames more efficient. But for right now, for what that is quite nice. Let's now try and round out these last few bits of production we'll need to do for this milestone if we can. Grab a bunch of cables, we're gonna grab a bunch of power over spices, power over all. Look. I just died for the first time going out to get more copper. The setup is like goals. Just think, you too could have a factory, which in all honesty will probably end up more efficient than mine. Yeah, the early parts in the learning phases are rough at the start. This is technically my third world that I've run, so I'm not completely flying blind, but those early stages do get you a bit. It's all a learning process though, so over time you will get better. And you will look back at the original lines you first set and think, wow, I come a long way. That or you'll look at those first lines and be like, dear God, what the heck was I thinking? But, you know, try to be optimistic. Will this make the rest we need? Probably not, but, you know, we can work a bit more towards it. Need a lot more reinforced plates. Not gonna have too many now that they're going to smart plates and whatnot. I'm already pretty sure I'm gonna turn off wildlife aggression next time. That's fair. That's fair. Play the game however you desire. That's what those settings are there for. I know personally I don't mind the challenge, but you know. We have been going for 2 hours. This is normally where I start wrapping things up. Let's get fix-it blueprints done, and then I will start calling it a day, though I do feel like I should ask. I could just leave this game running, and I could have it produce the rest of the things we need for the space elevator. Yeah, I could have it produce the rest of the things we need for the space elevator. Malachi the Red, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Appreciate you. I really need to figure out how to set up, like, alerts and stuff. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. For the fear has gone. There will be nothing. Only I will remain. Sounds like things are spicing up at the bot front right now, chat, but we got if you guys, there's a chance I might leave this on to get the Spicing up. Ha! God damn it. God fucking damn it. There's a chance that I might leave this running to get the rest of the Phase 2 stuff going. That or I might not, and I might spend next stream I do of this just possibly renovating the lines we have set up. I'm not too sure right now. It's just that this will take a minute. But I think that for right now, this will be where I call it for today. So, Spice, Desert Power. Thank you, Jackamus, too, for the follow. Appreciate you as well. Appreciate you guys. That is going to be all the time for me today. We got a lot done. We got the space elevator parts being made. We got a lot of the milestones that are pivotal for us being completed. We also made our steel production a bit better. So, I'd say today was a pretty productive day. Productive. So, that is going to be all for me today. Don't know what we're going to do tomorrow, but I do know we're going to do it. And as always, I've been Manager. You've all been amazing to have. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I will see you guys next time. Sayonara, everyone.